So hello everyone, welcome back to a new project implementation video. In this video, we are going to create a new project. So what we have to do and what we have to implement it, let's start and go one by one and go into deep dive of the project implementation. So first of all, you just open your Android Studio. How we can open it? First of all, you have to install this Android Studio by using the Android Studio website. You can just download it and install it. So once you install it, you will get the icon like here. Here you can see a icon known as the Android Studio application. Once you create this icon and able to instantiate it, then you can able to access the Android Studio. So by default, you have to install the Kotlin and the Java as well. So let's open it and check how it is working. So click on open. So you can see head to hog version I have used here, and which is 2023.1.1.2. So in this we are going to create a unit converter application. Let's see how we can create a basic application and how we can implement a basic application part in this video. So nothing, we don't need to do nothing as much, but we just need to create on a new project. Okay, so you will get a lot of thing here. Okay, so if you wanted to use the C++ activity or the native C++, or you wanted to develop your project according to your NDK, like native development kit, so you can also use the C++ code in the NDK. And if you wanted to use the compose, so you can use the compose here as well, which is the empty activity. And after that, you also can develop a basic view activity for a floating action button you will get, and thereafter you can also choose any of the activity according to your need. So for the basic purpose, you just need to click on the empty view activity, and we have to let's summarize it like how we can instantiate a project. So we have to do a project setup, and we have to create the main activity layout, and we have to create the main activity logic. So basically three type of things that we have to do. So we have empty view activity here. So let's click on this and move to next. You can see here you can get the application name, and you can give your application any name according to your convenience. So here you can give the name unit converter. Okay, so here you can provide the name called as the unit converter, and here's the package name. You can change the package name according to your name as well. So this is the proper nomenclature that I have used. It is known as the proper nomenclature of the package name, which is com.demo.unit converter. So you can Google some package names as well according to your company project, according to your personal project, according to your student project. So you can create the this name as well. So you have to save the location. So by default it is a C user Abhay and the Android Studio project, and you can instantiate it with the unit converter project. So this is the basic implementation, and here you can select the language Kotlin and Java. So by default, as you know, like the Kotlin is the default language for the Android application development as the Google suggested here. So we can select the Kotlin here. And the most important thing that is good in setup of project is like how much device that you are able to access it. Okay, it is the most important part. Like you can see here, like I am using the minimum SDK version. SDK means the software development kit version. Is basically is API 24, and the phone which I have, the API level 24 and the Nougat version and the Android Studio 7.0 is basically required for demonstrating this application. Okay, so this is the basic requirement for our application to run. So in this requirement, we can see we have a 97.4% of devices. We are going to use it here. Okay, so you can also click on help me choose, like if you wanted to run your application in the specific devices that you want. So you can click on help me choose, and you can see here like the if you wanted to execute your application in the lollipop version, like the old mobile phone, that the Android 5 and the API level is the 21. So you can select it here from as well. Okay, so these are the basic thing that you can go through it, and once you have the time, you can just go through this application. Okay, so here is nothing on a very rocket science, and these are the basic thing that we are going to show it here. Okay, so this is the KitKat, Lollipop 5.1, Marshmallow, Nougat 7.1, and the Oreo 8.1, So these type of the Android variants that you are able to get. Okay, so in the market we have the 99.7% of devices that you are going to cover, and in Lollipop you are going to cover the 99.6% of devices. So we are just using the API level 24 now, so it is the 97.4% of devices that we are going to use for executing our application. So it is the most important thing. Please take care of it, like when you are selecting the API level. So by default, for this project, this basic project that we are going to is 97.4% of like Nougat version. Okay, so just click on OK, and you can select the API level 24, which is 97.4 version. And this is the Groovy language. You can see, like if you wanted to, what type of build version, like the dependency that you want to integrate is this type of dependency that you are going to integrate, this type of DSL that you are going to integrate, you have to select it here. Okay, so which is recommended is the Kotlin DSL. So by default it is the recommended, so we are going to use it. Okay, so this is not a very rocket science thing, but you have to opt your according to your convenience and according to your need. So we have given the project name unit converter, we have given the package name unit converter, com.demo, and we also select the path, and we also select the language which we want to write the code, and we also select the SDK version, and we also select the Groovy language, like the build configuration language. Okay, so here you can go through it, and once everything is done, so click on finish. So once you click on finish, the UI will be open here, and the Gradle is building here. Okay, so you have some tips from the Android side, so you can just click on next if you wanted to go through that. But if you don't want to use it, so you can click on don't show tips on startup, and or you just cancel it by using this cross button. So in this, let's maximize it, and let's see what is the thing that we are going to create here. So by default we can see we have created the main activity here. Okay, which is the basically Kotlin. In Kotlin we have, it chooses the Kotlin language, so we have the main activity code, and here we have our XML code as well. Okay, so my Gradle is still building, so you can see our Gradle is still building here, and when you click on this, so you can able to build it here. Okay, so you are able to build your application here. So after the building, you are just going to use our activities. Okay, and any XML file and or any libraries that are by default merging it here. Okay, so you can see we have the main activity here. Okay, so every classes and every imports will be successfully built it here. We can see that our build is successful in 31 seconds. It is totally depend upon the system configuration, like what is the system configuration that you are going to use in your Android operating system, that you can use it. So my configuration is basically 16 GB of RAM and SSD, so it will be the fast for me. But if you have 4 GB capacity of RAM and less SSD, or less you are using hard disk, so it will be some time taking process. But for basic project, it will be okay for using the 4 GB of compatible laptop. So this is the basic main activity. Okay, and in this we are discuss about the main activity and activity main. You can see here we can use the activity main. Some important files will be created here. You can see in resources we have the layout, so we have the layout of activity main. So this is the main activity where we are going to create the UI here. You can see you can drop the UI here, and in main activity you can write the all the logic according to your need. So in this we are going to create a unit converter, like we will going to discuss is what is the unit converter here, and how we can going to implement it, and how we can create a logic, how we can build up a logic. So this is the part one. So this is the basic initial setup of the Studio and the project setup. So wait for part second. We will wait part second, and we are going to implement the UI part, like how we can go to create a UI, and how we can create a all the thing. So thank you, and stay with us. Thank you very much.